Hello and welcome. This is Stephanie at NFM. I have Savannah here representing SKS, formerly Signature Kitchen Suites. We are going to go over our October trend talk here. Please make sure to comment questions for your chance to win our Air Sous Vide wand worth $150. Savannah, can you please tell us about SKS?
Yeah, thank you for that lead-in, Stephanie. Good morning, everyone. My name is Savannah Lindahl. I work with SKS Appliances, formerly known as Signature Kitchen Suite. So that's a little bit of a big change for us. We officially are now transitioning out of being formerly called Signature Kitchen Suite into SKS Appliances. What this brings is a new era for not only our branding and our customers, but also product and innovation. We're really excited to share this story with you. A little bit of history about SKS Appliances is that we are part of the global LG Corporation. So all of those appliances that you work with every day and love, and TVs and everything that you touch that is an LG, we are just an extension of that and happy to be a big part of that family. So let's talk a little bit about why we chose to do the new SKS logo. So one, today we're here to talk about technology and innovation in your kitchen. And two, it gives a purposeful, beautifully streamlined design to your now already lovely SKS kitchen. So Stephanie, let's talk a little bit about why customers want product that has innovation and technology behind it. Tell me a little bit about your day, actually. How much technology do you use in a day?
A ton. I think we're all kind of dependent on apps anymore to connect just smart around the house. So I think getting that innovation to the kitchen is going to be really awesome moving forward.
Absolutely. And I'm guessing, since I know that you're in sales, you work pretty busy, packed day, not only with a career and juggling personal life and family life, but it leads to a lot less time. And now we're trying to squeeze more time out of the same 24 hours that we've always had, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely always trying to be more efficient. So I'm with you on that. Any help we can get, definitely got to take it.
Perfect. Okay. Well, that's a great lead into why technology. Mm-hmm. So SKS really surrounds ourselves around the motto of true to food. And what true to food means is that our product and design is purposely done so that we show respect for those who create our food. Thank you, farmers of America and all around the world. To those who are preparing it, so home chefs, professional chefs, who that might be. And then luckily, those of us who are lucky enough to get to enjoy it. So I know I haven't met too many dishes I don't love, but that all kind of circles back to being true to food. But also about being true to food is about being true to you. And that's what the product and innovation and precision technology and the SKS features of the product bring to your kitchen. So it's really about streamlining your kitchen to working with your lifestyle and hopefully giving you just one more little ounce of time, not only during your day to be with your family, but maybe just free you up for one more hobby or bring you joy of some sort. So let's talk a little bit about, we've got the proprietary SKS 48-inch professional range here. And this has a lot going on. So really, truly what this is that it is a culinary epicenter. So in this particular range, we are the first and only manufacturers to showcase this lovely built-in sous vide water well. Stephanie, are you familiar with sous vide?
I do have some knowledge in it. I think it's French for vacuum seal. Is that correct?
Very much. So sous vide has actually been around in culinary experiences for quite a while now, over the past 20 years. It's a lot of food science, which is super fun. And what it is it's all about, again, that precision and a little dash of technology, but it goes back to that true to food experience and really developing and getting to experience food the way that it's meant to be. Again, it goes right back to food science. But let's talk a little bit about why a customer would want this technology in their kitchen. So, you've got a busy day. Maybe you've got a couple kiddos at home and you're running out the door and you're not really truly thinking about that 5 o'clock dinner, right? So wouldn't it be nice if you could just prepare your food the morning of, night before, and have it ready to go when you get home and not have it overcooked or undercooked and not have to put a lot of thought power into it? Kind of sounds like a dream, right?
Sign me up.
So really what sous vide is that is where you're correct, you vacuum seal, or really the technology behind it is to get as much air as possible out. So you can use vacuum seal technology, you can use Ziploc bags, silicone bags, glass jars. One of my personal favorites, because unfortunately I'm not a baker, is to do a sous vide cheesecake. So that's one of my favorites. It makes me look good. And who doesn't love to throw a little dinner party where you look like you really just nailed it, right? So back to the story, we've got a lot going on in a day. We have careers, or maybe we just have a busy life that day. Sports, whatever it is sports season, moms. So time shrinks down just a little bit more. So you can take maybe that nice chicken breast, air vacuum seal it, lock in all your flavors, lock in all of your nutrients. Groceries are also, no joke, expensive, so we don't really want to have burnt ends and things that we can't fully consume at this point. So vacuum seal that with your spices, pop it right in, 145 on a nice chicken breast. You can also tailor that to how you might like your texture and feel to be. Pop it right in your sous vide and you walk away for the next 8 hours, say. So it's a nice sealed system, so it's going to hold that temperature with the water to a plus or minus half of a degree to where it's meant to be set at. So that 145 is holding all day. It's never going hotter. It's never going cooler. It's maintaining that exact food science. So what's great about that is, say you go off to the football game, you've got kiddos in school. Now when I come home at 5 o'clock, I don't have to worry about rushing dinner to the table. I don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, how am I going to get homework done? Have a little bit of me time. Maybe that means a glass of wine, depending upon if it's a Monday. So now I can just whip my sous vide right out of the sous vide, do a little reverse sear, and it's ready to serve. No wait time.
Do you have a question over here?
Yeah.
We were wondering, how do you clean it?
Oh, I love that question. That's a great question. So coming from someone who's the single person in her household who doesn't have a lot of cleaning time, we're talking about time. It's actually just a really nice, simple 4-gallon tray. This just pops right out, and it's just full of water. So you can use it to water houseplants. You can just, whatever you want. The food never actually touches the water. So that's what's also really cool about sous vide. Because it's in a sealed bag system, I can use the same water to do proteins or vegetables, or one of my personal favorites, a little mixed margarita sometimes. So, you can use all of the same modality for all these different features. And if you get on the internet or cookbooks, there's a ton of opportunities to see how you can really deep dive into the world of sous vide. It's about, again, it goes back to creating that lifestyle in your kitchen. Your kitchen's no longer just tailored around being a kitchen and getting from point A to point B. Now we're creating a kitchen that gives you a lifestyle. So going back to our culinary epicenter talk, so we've got sous vide, which may or may not be everybody's cup of tea. SKS does offer a very wide variety of different top options in this. So maybe if sous vide's a little bit out, doesn't fit your lifestyle, we do have other options. But what is standard on all SKS cooking product is our amazing burners for the gas burners. So on all of our range tops and ranges, any of the flat grates you see come as an automatic wok burner grate. So they flip right over, and then you've got a built-in wok. Also works really great if you want to do like a little range top corn roasting or need to blister a pepper for a dish. Great option there. But underneath, grates are only so great. It really depends on what's the power underneath. In the past, we talk about bringing technology to the kitchen. In the past, powerful burners and all of these different modalities were really saved for professional cooking. So they were restaurant quality only. And it's only been in the last probably 20 years that we've really seen a big push for the at-home chef to have these modalities at your fingertips. So with these front burners, you actually get a full 23,000 BTUs. Now, at home, I know you're asking me, well, what's a BTU? British thermal unit. But what that is telling us is how much power is coming out of that burner. So maybe you do a lot of cultural cooking. You want to have like a fun night where you do a little bit of wok cooking, but you need that high heat in order to sear things or get oil up to temperatures. So what this does is it gives you a really great high heat burner. So you'll see as I turn this on, it puts off a lot of heat. You've got the inner ring and the outer ring going with that particular burner setting. A lot of heat coming off of that. Again, amazing opportunity for your high heat cooking. Now, as I turn this down, you're going to see that it's going to go just to the center ring. That's more for to bring your temperature down on your burner, but that's not a true simmer. If you're a confection baker, maybe you enjoy baking with low heat, maybe you're trying to bake or melt butter or ghee, that's a little too hot for that particular kind of a dish. That's where our back burners come into play. So the back burners on all SKS range tops and ranges are going to be a true simmer burner, meaning that these will go down to roughly 100 degrees on a cycle system. So it's going to turn itself on. There are dual options on there. So as I turn it on, you'll see that it's also got a high heat output here. But then as I turn it down, you're going to see that flame really begin to dwindle down to a nice consistent temperature. As I go into my simmer settings, it is going to articulate on and off to maintain that consistent temperature. Again, we go back to technology and precision in the kitchen. Now, you at home are probably asking, well, that doesn't sound like a lot of technology. That just sounds like a feature. But truly what these features are is they're based on your technology in your kitchen. There's a lot of times that we didn't have this in our cooking apparatuses at home. I mean, I think we all, and I know some of you are guilty at home because I'm guilty. We all have that one favorite burner that we just turn it on high.
Oh yeah.
Say a little prayer and let it go, right?
Yep.
And it's always that one burner. You can always tell when somebody has a favorite burner at home. So this is a great option. Another neat thing though is that as you're looking at the smart bezels on the SKS, there's a lot going on here. And sometimes you can say, hey, Siri, set a timer for 1 minute, or hey, Siri, set a timer. But maybe if you're cooking up a storm and you've got family coming over, you just want to be able to find that timer at the touch of your fingertips. So actually, as you watch, if I move the smart bezel on this SKS range, it changes directly into a timer. It goes all the way from 12 hours down to 1 minute. And what that's going to do is it's going to alert me when my burner is complete. It will not shut off your gas, so don't be concerned about that. But it is going to give me a nice timer right at my fingertips, so I don't have to go through all of the features to find it.
Very nice. And make sure we are commenting for a chance to win that Air Sous Vide wand worth $150. Make sure you're commenting on that. Also, we did have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Someone was wondering, I know we're kind of transitioning across the whole top of the range.
Yeah.
So is it 2 Air Sous Vide plates here?
No. So we have the one sous vide built-in water well. It's got this lovely black tempered glass over it because it mimics a lovely design concept of we have an additional 2 burners on this side, but they're induction burners. And as induction gains popularity and we become more familiar with it, you start to realize how great induction really is. So the nice thing about induction is if anyone at home has had a built-in griddle or has, dealt with induction, it's a lot cleaner. I'm from Texas. Don't get me wrong. I love my gas burners, but I will also fully admit I'm a little bit of a mess when it comes to the kitchen. So being able to lay down a non-wax parchment paper or a silicone baking mat and cook right directly through that with the power of induction is amazing. I love being able to just clean it all up and I don't have to scrub through anything. Again, time is money, and sometimes just being able to wad that paper up and throw it away after I've done a panini is awesome. So the nice thing about induction is that, again, it's a lot about precision control. So the burners in the SKS induction are actually squared off. So there are 2 burners on this range top that actually bridge together in an option. So you can either do 2 individual burners, but then they also bridge together to give you a really nice even cooking space for a range top griddle. Maybe you want to do pancakes. Maybe you want to do bacon that day. Like I said, it gives you a lot of options and control. Cool thing about induction, if you haven't had an opportunity to see induction, is that once you put a pan on here, the only way it's going to work is if it's actually induction ready. So induction ready means that it has a magnetized core. You'll see it in a lot of different materials, but a great example is like a cast iron, an enamel, something like that that has a true connectivity. Again, there's a lot of really great high-end brands out there that offer induction ready and are fantastic cookware options. But with that, it then uses basically a magnet and goes north-south real fast and creates a heat with the molecules in your induction. And then what's safe about that is if you've ever had what we call a radiant top, once you turn it on, it's on. It doesn't matter if you have cookware setting on top of it. It doesn't matter if you have a hand setting on top of it. It's on, and it's getting hot. While with induction, it's just the opposite. Until it has that cookware that is induction ready, it's not going to warm up. It's going to wait until it has that connection. So really great for those customers who are maybe aging in place, have little ones, need a little bit more of a safety booster, or just want a lot of control. We have a lot of chef, our lovely executive chef out in our experience center in Napa, California. He's worked with a lot of high-end restaurants and helped, he worked at Bottega and a lot of these really great, well-known restaurants. And he says he loves the induction now just as much as he loves the gas because it does have that connection. And once you take something off of it, it's off. You don't have to worry, or you turn it off, it's off. So lovely induction option on that. And again, a little dip down into that technology drive. We wouldn't be able to have that kind of control if it wasn't for the technology of induction in our kitchen.
All right. I am going to throw a couple questions on the downstairs. I know you're working your way there.
No, you're fine.
Someone did ask, is it needed to have gas in the oven also, or can you get electric down there?
Great question,
and
Stephanie.
then one other question was kind of 2 in 1. What kind of baking features do we have? I know we have air sous vide up top. They're wondering if there's any sort of air sous vide features or something like that that can be done down there.
Oh man, you guys are throwing me great questions today. I'm really excited to talk about this. I only have an hour, so I'm gonna have to really speed myself up. So baking modalities, for one, yes, we do offer a option with what we call a dual fuel range, which is gonna have the gas on the top and the electric oven that runs off of a 240 volt plug. We also do, for our customers who only have gas and no 240, we do have an option with a all gas top and an all gas oven. We also, a lot of times customers will have a preference when it comes to your baking between having that all gas oven or the electric oven. So we do offer both features. I will say that the only way to get the sous vide top though is with the dual fuel option. So the electric oven and the gas included top. Unless you go, of course, with a range top, then you would be able to have a little bit of a different, but it is going to require that 240 on your dual fuel range. Okay. So as far as oven modalities, I'm so glad you guys asked. Thank you for asking that. So let's talk a little bit again about purposeful design. So with your custom articulating handles, these are actually ergonomically designed so that as you open your oven, that handle is going to kick out to the front of that oven feature. So you never have to worry about reaching under a hot oven door to close your oven door. Wow. Now you see a beautifully LED lit oven cavity with easy glide heavy duty racks. So these racks come right out to you. This oven's going to feature your standard baking, convection bake, roast, broil, and then you also have some saved recipes in here. So this is going to be more of like your standardized oven. You have a lot of different baking features in there, but really, truly, when you come to your LCD screen here, what you're going to find in the right oven, again, is your standard bake, convection roast, broil, rapid heat roast, which is going to do a combination of baking and convection baking and broiling, warming, no need for that extra warming drawer now because it's right in your oven, and proofing I know there's a big sourdough starter community, so great option with that. So one other thing I really like to call out is the auto cook. Again, we talk about technology. Why do I want technology in my kitchen? This is a perfect example. We talked about the lifestyle that goes around being with sous vide in the kitchen. Well, auto cook. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably never going to cook a rack of lamb in my life. And if I do, I wouldn't know where to begin. So it's so lovely to be able to go in, select lamb as my protein. Oh, look, right there, rack of lamb. Select it. It's going to tell me exactly how it's going to do it, at what temperature. As I hit next, it's also going to tell me where to place my oven rack. Now that's great because now it takes all of the guesswork out of cooking. I can just be a cook at this. I can just be a chef, an at-home chef at this point. And then all I have to do is hit start.
That is pretty impressive.
Yeah. So you do have all of your features on here, such as a built-in timer. You do have your oven light, so you can turn on your lovely LED lighting on your oven. So you still have the same features as if you wanted a timer off of your knobs. So we're going to go ahead and stop that. Sorry, I'm doing it from my top of my head here. There we go. Now let's talk about the left oven. This oven really excites me because this oven features a full steam feature. So it has a steam reservoir, which if you haven't had the opportunity to cook with steam, it's fantastic. It's not only great for cooking fish proteins or vegetables, but it's also really great for reheating. So it takes a little bit of that guesswork out of maybe if you don't want to microwave your takeout from the night before and get that kind of rubbery feel, you can go right back into doing it on a steam feature and get a nice reheat from a steam. So it's just like having the dinner you had the night before, the same as what you would get with restaurant quality. Now with this comes all of the same features as our main oven, but now you've got a full-size steam oven, and it is a true steam oven. So it's going to go to 212 degrees of steam through the steam generator with that water reservoir. No special water, anything like that. Pop in some regular tap water, put in your steam reservoir, turn it on, and you get a true billow of steam. Again, really great for fish proteins because maybe if you're doing a lovely dinner party, you want to serve some shrimp cocktail. Nobody wants their house to smell like shrimp as your guests walk in. So great option. Yep.
With that, as far as cleaning features on both of these, that was a question we were asked. I know you're kind of working your way through the options here.
Yeah, absolutely. So really exciting cleaning features. I think that cleaning is always one of those things that we kind of think to do last minute, especially in all of our ovens. And a lot of these features that you see that I'm talking about in this range actually go all the way across the SKS lineup. So you have these features in wall ovens. You have them in ranges that are not only 48-inch, but also 36-inch. So you get a really nice product, technology feature, and purposeful design all the way through the lineup. So as we look into cleaning, you can actually go in and select, and then there's a clean option. So it's right here as a clean option. Now your steam will have steam maintenance just so you can decalcify the steam. Only needs to be done every probably 6 months. And then you have speed clean. I'm actually going to go back to my right oven because this one in clean has self-clean. Now, as we know, self-clean is a very intensive clean. It's multiple hundred degrees up to 600 degrees. It locks itself for anywhere from 6 to 12 hours, and it goes through this full cleaning modality, right? It's pretty intensive, and it's usually harder on equipment, not to mention just the house. So we definitely recommend the Speed Clean. Speed Clean is great because what you can do with Speed Clean is, due to the lovely blue enamel interior that's on all SKS product. Yes, there's a lot of ovens that manufacture blue enamel interiors, but actually the product that we use to manufacture our enamel is proprietary to SKS and the LG Corporation. So it's non-porous, meaning that as you spray this down with water, and that's all it takes, no harsh chemicals, spray it down with water, you don't have to remove all of your racks, remove your pets out of your home, wait for several hours, hope that your house, makes it through this extreme clean. You can just spray it right down with water, hit that speed clean. It takes 10 minutes, and then you just wipe the oven cavity clean. What it does is it uses the technology and power of steam. Again, that buzzword, technology. So because of the enamel material and because of steam, we're able to use steam power to break up food particles off of the bottom of your oven, and you can just wipe it clean. Now, if you're, overzealous and maybe you've spilt an entire casserole on the bottom of your oven, it may take 2 rounds, but I would sure rather do 2 rounds of 10 minutes than 6 hours at 600 degrees. So
Definitely agree with that.
agree?
Please make sure we are commenting to get your chance to win that Air Sous Vide wand worth $150. Also, obviously, color is really cool on the inside. I do have people asking, are there different color options for the stove itself?
Unfortunately, at the present moment, there are not. But stay tuned with us in the future.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah. So now we've talked a lot about this epicenter of culinary experience that's on a range. Well, a lot of customers don't have that large of a house, right? So we have other options in built-in cooktops, and as well as the new transitional wall ovens. So this is what we call our Pro Series. You're going to see a little bit more of a robust handle, very professional looking, and a lot more kind of industrial looking, correct? Well, we have a lot of areas in the country and a lot of customers who prefer more of a streamlined, contemporary, modern look. So moving into that, I'd actually love to talk about our transitional oven. So our transitional line is brand new to SKS. We actually released this at KBIS in 2024 initially. It was the product award recipient from the 2024 Times Magazine for Product Innovation of the Year. There's a lot of new technology that surrounds this appliance that's not only great, once again, for your lifestyle and that true to food experience for what we call our technicurians, or those who love to have a little bit dabble of technology and a little bit of culinary experience in their kitchen, but it's also a stunning design from a standpoint of design. So as we move over to this product, you're going to see a little bit of a different look when it comes to the SKS lineup. Now we have this nice streamlined, minimalist looking handle that's a little bit more of that transitional one piece, full metal. It's got a nice clean line to it. We've gone to a full LCD touch screen for your control, as well as this beautiful brand new luxe satin stainless. So it brings down the look of the stainless just a little bit. These are fully capable of integrating into your cabinet, meaning that your oven can be a full flush design versus what we call a proud mounting system that lets it stick out from your cabinetry. So again, that upgraded luxury standard feel that we expect in a more contemporary kitchen. So with that, this product features a lot of really neat features and new technology that are starting to drive our customers' experience in the luxury kitchen. So we'll start with the InstaView oven light. As you can see, if you simply knock on the handle, your oven light automatically illuminates. That's a great feature to have. So that way, if you've got your hands full, you're not searching for a light feature. It's a simple, easy knock. So going more into it, say, okay, well, that's great, but what is true technology in my kitchen? You talked about saving time. That's where I'd like to introduce our brand new feature of the AI Gourmet feature. So hidden behind the glass in this oven door is a camera, so that as I place my food into the oven cavity, it's actually going to scan through over 85 different types of food categories, and it is going to recognize, and then all I have to do is a simple click and go, and it counts down the feature for me. So again, maybe you're running behind. It's, you got to get kiddos out the door, but you'd love to give them a nice, nutritious breakfast instead of just running to a fast food chain. This gives you the opportunity to pop in some biscuits and set it, turn around. You've got 16 minutes. You can multitask, which is a great word at 7 o'clock in the morning is multitasking, and then come back and you've got a nice breakfast, a warm breakfast to walk out the door with. Also works great for dinner, lunch, and really cuts down that time. Again, it's all about tailoring your kitchen to your lifestyle. So true to food, but also true to you. So funny thing you say is that we're actually going to do a little biscuit cooking this morning. So
Let's give it a shot.
Thank you, Stephanie. So here I've got a nice little tray of biscuits. I'm not gonna lie, I did not make these myself this morning, but nice little biscuits here. We're just gonna pop them in the oven. While I'm here, before I close the door and start the process, I also do want to just call out, again, you've got that steam assist with the air sous vide option. So you still have sous vide in your oven cavity. And now we can show the AI Gourmet. Oh, look, right there. We're gonna go with a scone. 20 minutes, 24 scones. Sometimes it doesn't really recognize if it is going to be, I'm gonna go back and do this. It's going to show all the different auto cook options. Ooh, whoopsie. These are all preloaded. So very similar to that of our range. I'm gonna get out of that and go back into it. So you can go directly into, and there it says recognizing food. There we go. And you've got biscuits, you've got bread, bagels. You can go through and make several different selections based on that. So I'm actually going to do biscuits. That's probably closer to what that is. And then I'm going to go next. It's going to tell you where to place them, of course. Rough count of how many I have in there. Hit next. Now this is what's cool. So now I can select what time I want it to start cooking at. But then also I've got the option for when finished. When finished, I can select if I want it to turn off, keep warm on either high, medium, or low. So, oops, and turn off. And now I just hit start. And it's going to count down for me. So it automatically recognizes that it's going to do it at 375. You can add a minute if you need. You can go in and edit, or you can stop. So 13 minutes at 375 for these guys. So a couple other features while that's going that I really want to talk about is I think we've all seen the cool modality that air fryers are. So this oven now actually includes an air fry option right in the oven. So you can do your Brussels sprouts. We all love a good dino nugget moment. So you can do your dino chicken nugget moment, and you can do them right in your oven. It's got a nice large baking tray. But what does that feature gives us is that it brings the technology not only into a larger cavity, but it also takes off the air fryer off of our countertop. So for those lovely, more contemporary, minimalist kitchens, now you've got the option to take all of those extras off the countertop and kind of declutter, and it's all right in one. So this oven actually is available in 4 different types. So you have your single oven, you have a double oven, and then you also have the SKS combi oven, which is going to feature a speed oven microwave combo that does over 7 different modalities in it, as well as a single oven below that. So what is that? What does the feature of that combo oven do for you, you might ask? Well, it's a microwave, a speed oven, which speeds up your baking time, and then also a standard oven. And then it also acts as a secondary, again, because you've got air fry in your main oven, an air fryer, and it's going to give you all of the buttermelt popcorn. We all know popcorn's the most important feature on that microwave, as well as sensor cook. So again, it takes a lot of, with these technology advancements, it takes a lot of the guesswork out of your kitchen. So while we let that go, let's talk a little bit about refrigeration. All right. And don't forget, for those of you who are watching at home, please make sure that you comment and like our feed so for a chance to win that sous vide wand. So let's talk, we've talked a lot about cooking, and now let's talk a little bit about refrigeration. And you guys might think, well, how can refrigeration have too much technology in the kitchen? Well, great feature is that SKS was the first to release to market the 48-inch French door. So this is a lovely large unit. It has a lot of features and technology in it. We do back that up by having options for wine units as well as column units. So column units are sizes of refrigeration and freezers that you can tailor to your size, whether you want an 18-inch freezer, 24 or 30, or a 24 or 30-inch refrigerator. And you can put those in a line however you'd like. But back to the 48-inch French door. Let's talk a little bit about why this unit has so much technology in it. One, it's all one unit, 48 inches of one unit. That's pretty impressive, right? And SKS was the first to launch this. So let's take a look in this unit. So as you open it, you get a beautiful dark interior with that lovely stainless. If you've ever seen a walk-in refrigerator at a commercial, like a restaurant or in the food service industry, that is exactly what this is meant to mimic as far as it when it comes to food preservation story. So you're going to see a lot of features such as the glass shelving with the induction LED lighting. What this does is that as you move your shelving up and down wherever you would need it for placement, your lighting moves with you. So you never have to worry about full frontal lighting. It's illuminating your food. Then you have easy lift and go drawers. So not only do these slide out and have a nice soft close to them, but they're also very easy to take out and clean or to restock and place right back in. Door bins are another feature. So easy lift and go door bins. So you can adjust your door bins as you need. And in our 48, we have the new technology where you can actually remove them. Now that's great, but let's look at some other features. So you'll see that SKS has all of our control system up here with a freezer temperature setting, deli, snacks, and then the refrigerator temperature setting. So you might say to me, well, what do you mean deli and snacks? Where's that coming from? How can a refrigerator be specifically programmed for deli and snacks? It's a great question because as you move to the other features of the SKS 48, that's where you get a convertible drawer. So this convertible drawer goes all the way from 41 degrees down to -7, which means it gives you a refrigerator, a freezer, deli, beverage, and even wine options. So really great option. If you've got little ones at home, it's at a really accessible area for little ones to reach. You can convert it. Maybe one day you need it to be a freezer for an ice cream cake, but the next day you need it to be chilled for maybe you need it to be chilled for champagne. You've got both of those options. The best feature is that SKS is the only manufacturer that makes fully convertible under counter drawers that mimic this exact 24-inch drawer look. So you can place that anywhere in your house and have the accessibility to fridge or freezer on a top drawer or a bottom drawer with over 7 different settings on it. So again, a lot of technology in the kitchen, right? But I can't say that's my favorite feature. Don't get me wrong. The convertible drawer is lovely and accessible, and it really gives you that flexibility to lead your kitchen around your lifestyle. But I'm from Texas. We love our whiskey. So in this particular drawer, it makes 2 kinds of ice. It makes a craft whiskey ball ice or just a craft ice that you can see here in this feature, or it makes our standard frustrum shaped cube. So having the dual ice maker in it, that gives you a drawer that not only makes your craft ice, but also your standard that can be completely independently controlled is a great feature. Of course, all of this product that you see with our refrigeration is not only available in our professional stainless steel look, but also our transitional stainless steel look, as well as panel ready so that you can mimic it to have the exact cabinet finish that your kitchen has. So you can tailor it to whatever design feature you're going for. So let's talk a little bit, we'll finish up with our dishwashers. We've gone through the cooking, we've gone through the cooling and what it means to preserve our food. Now let's talk about the dreaded part of cleaning up. So I didn't really know that a dishwasher could have many features. What about you, Steph?
there seems to be a lot of different flavors that can do a lot of different things. So
Yeah.
I'm always impressed with all the features that they offer anymore.
So talk to me a little bit when you're dealing with a customer face to face. What are some complaints that you hear about dishwashers, or what on the performance? Like what are some hard points that customers have?
Definitely drying is a big one, especially with plastics. And then how much work they have to do prior to the dishwasher, how much rinsing they have to do, scooping off food, that sort of thing.
Absolutely. Well, that's a great lead in. So thank you for that. So I will fully say, you know, if you're a dishwasher, if you pre-wash your dishes, please stop. That's always the day old question. You know, we've been taught that you basically wash your dishes before you put them in the dishwasher. So now with advanced technology through our Energy Star, the technology that we've put into these dishwashers, the technology in the soaps and advancements in the soaps and the detergents also, we don't have to do that anymore. In actuality, it harms our dishes more than it helps them without having those food particles. So one thing I'd like to call out and show you guys, come on in here a little closer, are some of these features that you're going to see here on the control panel of this dishwasher. So 1 hour wash and dry. Oh man, do you know what I would give for just 1 hour of a wash and dry? Typically it takes what, on average 3 hours for a dish load? If you've got a party, or maybe you just really need to do dishes and be done with it, 3 hours is not the kind of time that you have. So 1 hour wash and dry feature on here is a fantastic option. It is a true 1 hour wash and dry, meaning that it is going to go through a normal cycle and it is going to wash and dry your dishes in 1 hour time. Well, that's great. But what happens if you've got a little bit more of a caked on, maybe, again, we go back to that lasagna or my inability to bake. So let's talk a little bit about this boost dry system. The 1 hour wash and dry may not do it for me on those extra hard to get off food cases. So I might have to go to a heavy wash, but I can also boost my dry because this particular SKS dishwasher has what we call the dynamic heat dry technology. So that means that this dishwasher actually has a heated drying unit inside of this dishwasher that pulls in cold air, heats it up, pushes the warm air into this fully stainless steel dishwasher cavity and dries your dishes. So now your plastics, your dishes, everything's actually going to come out dry. So let's talk about some other features that are in this. So we have dynamic heat dry. Another big one is going to be our true steam. Every SKS dishwasher has the true steam feature, meaning that that is a true sanitization steam of 212 degrees, giving you a really great, not only sanitization, but also through different wash cycles, it's going to give you the ability to help break up baked on food particles, water bottles, anything like that. Really gets down into those kind of hard to reach places and sanitizes things. Following that, we have our Quad Wash Pro. This might be a little bit harder for you on camera to see, but as you look at this wash arm, it actually integrates tiny micro bubbles so that to help break up the food. Not only is it washing around your dishes in a 360-degree mode, but it integrates the tiny micro bubbles to help break up food particles and give you a better wash. Man, that's a lot of features on a dishwasher. A lot of technology goes into this. And might I mention that while you still have all of that technology, you have racking systems that you can articulate to your personal needs, as well as that third rack for cutlery. That's a lot going into one dishwasher, right? It's also Energy Star rated too. So just like several of our other featured products, such as our refrigeration, our induction cooktops, as well as our dishwasher, you all have that Energy Star rating. So now let's take a look here. Oh, we're down to our last 30 seconds. I love that I just got to take you all on a journey with me through some of the SKS product. While we're getting ready to pull out our biscuits out of the transitional wall oven, I can't wait to tell you guys about our newest product launch, the 36-inch induction range. Now, it's going to have a lot of the same features that you saw in all of our SKS cookware, cooking, but it's also now going to include air fry in the oven and a full induction top. So
while we're working on those biscuits, please make sure you're taking time to make a comment there and get submitted to potentially win an air sous vide wand. So definitely make sure we're taking advantage of that today.
Yep. Oh, these guys are a little warm. I'll grab one here. Oopsie. I should have grabbed a pair of tongs. Here. Now, this way you can see them nice up close and personal. So you've got a nice flaky biscuit, all perfectly done. Don't worry. I know I didn't use gloves, so you won't have to eat that one. So, lovely biscuit, all done. And in a matter of less than 20 minutes. So going, kind of finalizing our talk on this, I think that don't be afraid of technology. Resistance is futile when it comes to technology. We see it around all of our lives, whether it's in our vehicles, in our hands. We always have a phone in our hands. Now, let technology work for you in your kitchen and be true to food and be true to you. So thank you for watching from SKS Appliances, formerly known as Signature Kitchen Suite, and look for us in the future.
Thank you so much, Savannah. Please make sure to keep an eye on if you did comment. They will make sure to reach out to you after this is over. So please contact us if you have any other questions. Otherwise, we really appreciate your time with us today.